Welcome to Olivia Designs. I'm Olivia's Papa, and today I'm making a very special bracelet, and this one's for a young lady, Charlie, who's in kindergarten, and Monday is her 6th birthday. So I was asked to make a bracelet for her, and I know her favorite color is pink. So I'm going to make a pink bracelet with a black accent. What did I do with the black accent here? There it is. The black accent. And this is one that I've made before, but I don't think I have one in pink on my Etsy shop. I really need to fix that. So here we go. I've got this here, right like that. And I'm going to reel off a couple of arm's lengths of pink paracord. Here, we're going to make the same length. And I'm going to separate it here and melt the ends so that they don't fray while I'm working, because I really kind of need these to stay together. Here we go. One of the things that's a little challenging with something like this is that when you're doing something that's all the same color, sometimes the strings get mixed up and it gets difficult to see which is which is which is which. Okay. All right, so now the black's going to come out of there. So I need to reel off a length of black accent. Now this is a smaller one to your Facebook account. What happened to my Facebook account? Anyway, this is a little bit, this is the next size down. This is called nano cord. And you can see it is smaller than the micro cord that I use. So this is just going to follow around the figure 8 knot and just be decorative. And it also pronounces the bracelet really nicely. And there, and there, and there, and there, tight. Make sure this comes in tight. Okay, I gotta measure this, make sure we're 3 inches in. 1, 2, 3. 3 inches in. So you can see here where I'm measuring. I have a tape measure that runs the whole length of my table, and this helps me be able to do quick measurements of pretty much just any length at all. I'm going to come up here, and we're going to start here. Okay. Now, and the other problem with this nano cord is that it's even smaller, is that sometimes it's more difficult to even handle than the micro cord. Nano cord is tiny, and it's almost the size of like button thread. You know, the heavy thread that you sew buttons on with. So here we go. I've met Charlie. She's a nice little girl. And she likes to play. We had a couple of conversations about clowns, princesses, unicorns, stuff like that. So it works out really nice when I get to actually meet the person who's going to wear one of my bracelets, because then it gives me something to work with in my mind while I'm doing this, and I'm trying to think of what design do I want to use. And this is not a new design to me. This is a modification of an old design, but with the accent here I've done before, and you can see that on the Etsy shop that I've included the link in to this. So here we go. This is really nice. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you about something I did this week. I've had a rather eventful week. As you all know, that I'm teaching in a middle school right now, and it's a whole lot of fun. The kids are amazing, and I'm a building sub, so I just kind of fill in wherever they need me. I could be in one classroom for a day, or I could move around to different classrooms. But I do get an opportunity to get to know a few of the kids, and I really enjoy that. Being able to, when I can teach the same kids over and over again, and you start seeing the improvements. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But if you remember, last week I made Love the Earth bracelet, and I decided I was going to make a few of them in school for the kids at school. And I was trying to figure out, how do I decide, because I don't have like 600 bracelets, I only have like 5 of them, because they're, they take time to make, and time's kind of pressed when you're doing it, when you're doing other things too, because this is pretty much just a hobby board for me. Anyway, so I came up with the idea of asking on Thursday, if they knew what day it was and what was special about the day. And I was surprised how many people had no idea what I was talking about at first. And then they caught on. They kept saying, it's Thursday, it's 22nd. I said, what happens on April 22nd? And who is the first one? Grace was the first one who said, it's Earth Day. I said, since you were the first one to answer that question, you get a Love the Earth bracelet. She was so happy with that. And she wore it. And Grace is a good kid. I do have to do a special one for her someday, because I haven't done a special Grace bracelet. I said, some of these kids you get to know, and they are very bright. And I kept asking in classes, who else got it right? Was Gianna got it right? And who else got it right? Oh, when I went to my other job at the elementary school, what was her name? Heidi? No. Something like that. Begins with an H. She was talking about it. And I gave her a bracelet. And she really liked it. And I saw her wearing it the next day, Friday, when I had to go back to the school to work there. That was really kind of cool to see that. Doesn't it look nice? I kind of like that. What's the, can you see that? Yeah, it's kind of like coming out nice. Anyway, and I have to be careful I don't overrun this one because it can only be 5 inches. Only 5 inches. And so this came here. Where does this go? And I also left one of the teachers that I was subbing for. I left one on her desk to see, just to thank her for letting me sub her for the whole day. People wonder why I thank them for, because it's a job. And it's a little bit, to me, it's a little more than a job. Did I do this right? Yes, I did it right. It's something I do enjoy doing, and the people I work for are really wonderful. Really wonderful people, and it's one of the most fun jobs I've ever had. Okay, let's see if we can get this down here. Something's different. What happened? Came out of there. Now, see, I made a mistake here. I'm busy talking, and I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. So much for multitasking, huh? Maybe I should just make bracelets and stop talking. Here we go. Let's back up a bit. That one doesn't go over. This one goes under. But we'll call her Mrs. Y. So I don't give away people's identities. Privacy. Everybody likes their privacy, and I respect that very much. But anyway, so she sent me an email thanking me for the bracelet, saying it was her favorite color. I did it again. I did the same mistake again, and she thinks that Earth Day is also very important. What am I doing? Because I'm still talking to you. Man, you gotta stop doing this. Stop talking and just tie knots. But anyway, so that's the way that goes. But I was really surprised how many people really don't think of Earth Day as a holiday. To me, it's more important than any other holiday. Okay. It's more important than Valentine's Day. President's Day can be important, but I think that this is just as important. How come I keep messing this up? This one tie, I keep messing up. Maybe I'm not going back far enough. Maybe I'm messing it up on the one before. That's why it's not coming out right. Let's take a look here. Up, down, up, down. Oh! Sorry about that. That's not cool at all to have my camera fall down in the middle of a live broadcast. Let's get a little more tape on that. Hold it in place a little bit better. There we go. I also didn't put my glasses on this morning. That's probably the reason why I can't see what's going on. Oh, so much better. Down. Let's pull this out of here. I'm going to go here. So much nicer when you can see what you're doing. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope so. Why am I reading this wrong? It's going out and under and under and out, but I need to not do it that way. I'm not going to tighten this one up. I'm just going to take a look at it. See, that one's down. Now that one is up. So the problem is back a bit. I don't know if you can see what I see when I'm doing this. It's when something is not quite tied right, there's a little, it looks like a glitch in the pattern, like something doesn't look quite right, and you can't think of what it is. Down, up, down, up. Yeah, that's what the problem was. Is the problem was back a little bit more. That's so much better. Okay, now that we're back on track, let's try this again. I'm going to put the micro cord through. And so multitasking is tough. When I'm talking and trying to do something at the same time, it really doesn't work out when you have to focus on doing one thing at a time. But I enjoy making these live for you, and so that you can see the process of what we're doing, or what I'm doing. And also because people like to see their bracelet being made. And I don't want to just sit here and just make bracelets. I want to have a conversation. And if you feel like commenting on any of these, there should be a chat box somewhere on this, because this is going live out to Facebook and to Instagram. Oh, no, not Instagram, YouTube. I wish I could get Instagram on the list. Maybe I can work on that someday, but I think that that's going to be a higher end tools that I have to kind of pay for. This is a hobby board. I don't want to have to buy stuff to make bracelets. I'm just doing this because it's fun to do. And on the Etsy board, you'll see that basically I'm just almost just charging shipping and handling. They're so inexpensive. It's not like, I'm making gobs of money doing this. I'm doing this just for the fun of it. Here we go. And I know doing these live broadcasts, it would be nice if I had a specific day time that I could do this, but my schedule's just been kind of awkward lately. And I leave about 6:30 in the morning. Don't get home till about 6 o'clock at night. I'm beat, tired. And it's looking good. How's that? That's looking pretty good too. What happened to my connection here? Okay, separate this too. I'm going to take this on and off a few times. And I got to figure out a better setup. I've made a little whoosy-watsy thingy for my camera, my little webcam to sit on, so that I can move around underneath it a little bit better. So it becomes more like an overhead camera that's up close. It's a little, it's not that great of a deal, but I rigged something together so that it can sit there and hopefully not fall off the stand again. This is the same camera I need to use for school for doing Zoom classes. So it gets moved around a lot. And I think in the process of it getting moved, sometimes it doesn't sit right. I don't get it fastened back right. Here we go. StreamYard. And here we go. Now we only have maybe 1.5 inches done on here. You say, how do you know? You do this long enough, you know. Keep trying to explain to people. And who else did I talk to at school this week? There was somebody else who said that one of the other kids was telling me that because during the pandemic, her dad started working from home, so they had a little more time to spend together, and they put together an Etsy shop of bird feeders, which I thought was really nice. And I went and looked at it, and I have it tagged as one of my favorites. And he has really, really nice handmade bird feeders there. And I think with the springtime coming up, he's going to be pretty busy with birds and people wanting to have bird feeders and stuff. And I think the Etsy platform is a good platform for people like us who do this for fun. I mean, there's people that make a living at it, and they do this for a living, but it's also good for those of us who just enjoy doing this and sharing it with a lot of people. And I like to make the bracelets, but I'm running out of people to give them to. So that's one of the reasons I opened up the Etsy shop. And it was kind of my granddaughter's idea to do an Etsy shop. Yep, measured at 2 inches. Only 3 more inches to go. And to do an Etsy shop, to do stuff like this. She's a really smart girl. This is the oldest granddaughter I'm talking about. And she insisted upon naming it after the youngest granddaughter, Olivia, because of the sound of the name. It's just such a pretty name, Olivia. Olivia. And there's pictures of Olivia floating around on here somewhere. Maybe I'll get a nice up-to-date picture of her and put it online of us together. And you can see all of us together. Now we're going to keep doing this. Got 3 more inches to go. It takes a little bit longer than just doing a basic knot. You can see that it's just because you start the knot, you got to feed the accent through it, and then finish dressing it up and making it look neat. Do this for a while. It gets faster as you go because your hands start knowing what to do, and it gets easier. What time is it? 9:42. Just tie and pull. Tie and pull. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day out today. And this coming week, temperatures are supposed to be in the 80s. Woohoo! I love warm weather. Tank tops and flip-flops. That's my type of weather. So I'm going to try to get outside today. See if I can get the lawnmower started. Hasn't been run yet this year. I'll do a little bit of lawn cutting. Maybe a little bit of gardening. And cleaning up the yard a little bit. Be kind of nice. Be able to sit outside for sometimes. You know, it'd be nice to do one of these outside, wouldn't it? Do you think? I don't know. I think there's a lot of outside noises that would disrupt everything, but I like being outside so much. It's just great. So, with the summer coming up, I think I'm going to re-release my summertime bracelet. Let's see if I can do to spruce it up a little bit. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to see on the summertime bracelet, you go onto the Etsy shop and you take a look for it. Beach Life, I think is what it's called, Beach Vibe. And maybe I can put a link to it in the comment section below when I'm done all this stuff here. And tell me if you like that design, if it's something that you would like to see something different with it, because it's basically a light blue with a wave, and then you can add something else to it, like a starfish charm, or what else do I have? A dolphin charm. I was thinking of maybe a mermaid charm or a whale tail charm, because I kind of like those. The whales are important the largest mammal on Earth. And they are very intelligent. They've shown how they remember things, and they are very family oriented and very community oriented. This is, I guess, the way you would put it. They travel in pods, groups, and it's the same group. And just like dolphins are very intelligent animals. And there's others too. Maybe I could do something more for like elephants even. That would be kind of fun to do, wouldn't it? Any ideas for elephants? What could I do for an elephant to promote elephants as an endangered, intelligent endangered species? That for awareness of that would be kind of nice to do, because you know how like even around us, 1, 2, 3.5 inches, even around us, the Philadelphia Zoo no longer has elephants because it was seen as inhumane to keep them in captivity like that. Which I kind of agree with. And I think it depends on the situation, because just like some animals get attached to humans, I mean emotionally attached. I mean, we have our pets, they're all domesticated pets, dogs and cats and stuff. But there are occasionally you come across something special where a wild animal has become emotionally attached to a human. So I would think, going back to the original subject here, that even though we don't want to keep elephants in captivity, I'm willing to bet, because of their intelligence, that they can develop an emotional attachment to humans. And if somebody treats them right, really nicely, that they would want to spend their time with that person. But it has to be the right elephant and the right person. And it has to be a mutual consent type of thing, that they both enjoy each other's company. And they are willing to do what it takes to make that companionship work. How did I get on elephants? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Trying to figure out something new for the beach life bracelet. Now, okay, I have to admit that is kind of one-sided, because I haven't gone and checked my my survey. I put out a survey last week. Of which do you prefer, the beach, pool, or the lake? Which is your preferred place to go swimming and playing? And I haven't looked at the results yet. I'm waiting to see what that comes up with. So even though this is called beach life, I don't know. Do you think I should do a separate one for pool life or for lake life? It doesn't sound the same. And there's not as many, it's not the same type of thing as the beach. The beach has a lot of critters and things that are a part of our ecosystem that are important. And that's part of it. the beach life with the starfish, the sand dollars, dolphins, whales, mermaids. What? No? There are no mermaids? I seen them in the movie. Olivia showed me. There are mermaids. You can't tell me there aren't mermaids. Olivia says there are mermaids, so there are mermaids. And what Olivia says goes. She's the boss. I mean, this is all my whole hobby board here is just named after her. So she's the boss. All right, we're getting there. We're probably up to almost 4 inches now of doing this. It takes a while, doesn't it? You probably bored off your gourd watching this, and it's okay. You don't have to watch it. You can fast forward through to the end if you wish, just to see how it turns out and how it looks. Oh, almost tightened that one too tight first. The strings are getting shorter. Wonder why. We're getting towards the end. Oh yeah. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. I wonder if I should play music in the background while I'm doing this. Do you like to listen to music when you study at home? Or study at school? Or do schoolwork? Or go to work? Do you like put your earbuds in, put your headphones on, and listen to music? Sometimes I do. And I sometimes like to listen to music when I make these things. But I haven't been doing that because I didn't want to interrupt what I'm doing. Possibly get a copyright infringement because it's playing in the background. I should have kept my ASCAP membership. Here we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. What I'm doing is with a 3-inch, 5-inch bracelet. I want to have 3 inches on either end to work with. So it's a 5 inches plus 6 inches is 11 inches. See, I'm smart. I can add 5 and 6. Or is it 5 plus 3 plus 3 is 11. That's why I teach, because I'm smart. No, I wasn't always a teacher. This is just something that I'm started to do a couple of years ago, and I found I enjoy it. I was in engineering before. I designed printed circuit boards for many different companies. Many different companies? Why? Because it's hard to keep a job in that industry. They change so fast. Every time I turn around, we got 5 inches. Okay. We almost have, oh, that's what I wanted, right? I don't want 6. I want 5 inches. So we have 5 inches here. Okay, let's do some trimming and some fusing of string here, okay? That engineering is all about contracts. get contracts and you lose contracts. So we get jobs and we lose jobs. And I got tired of hunting down the next job, and considering a lot of them aren't around here anymore, and I don't feel like moving. And I was always pretty good with helping with homework. So I started down that path. And I like substitute teaching because I don't have to do lesson plans or parent-teacher conferences or grade papers. That takes a lot of time. They work, it's not an 8:15 to 2:15 job like some people think it is. It's teachers are there in the building between 7 and 7:30. And I've seen them stay as late as 6 o'clock at night when I've been there, working late on my projects. There we go. How do you like that? So that's 5 inches of the bracelet. So what we're going to do now is this is what I have left over. And it's not scrap. This is intentional to have this much left over so that I could do the slide knot on the back. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to do that. Take this, hold it here and here. Slide it under the clamp here. Tighten it up a little bit there. See how that goes together? Now I'm going to take these parts I clipped off right here, fuse the ends, and I'm going to do this over again over top of them so that they slide. Come on, belt. Here we go. And I have big papa fingers, so sometimes this gets a little bit tight to do. I'm trying to get it in there. And if you've watched me try to do this before, I've dropped it a couple of times. Because I'm dealing with the 4 that are in the core and then 2 ends on either side for the knot. Starting knot. Now I have to put the accent in. Oh my. So we're going to put this up and through here. There. And we're going to put this down into here. And you see how we have that just like that. Now we're going to pull on these a little bit so that I can tighten them down, take it out of the clamp, and tighten it even tighter. Slide it up and then start tying again. We don't want the accent cord. We just want that cord. Okay. See, we're almost done because we're going to have a 1/2 inch slider so that it slides back and forth and can loosen and tighten up. Resize it, slip it over the hand, whatever you wish. There we go. I really like the way this is turning out. This is really turning out nicely with pink. I'll have to try this with some other colors too. Are you seeing all this? I keep forgetting that I have a camera over here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got too many strings in there. Mess up. Clean up on the L3. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Now we'll pull that through and tighten up. There. And a ½ inch goes pretty quick. So we just have to watch what we're doing. Where's the middle of the camera? It's right here. There it is. I'm paying attention to what I'm tying and not if you guys can see this or not. So I need to put some way to make it easier for me to see what you guys see. Here we go. Dress it up nice so the strings lay over top of each other the way they're supposed to, and they're nice and neat. Otherwise, it looks like a rat's nest. Rat's nest, where did that ever come from? Have you ever seen a rat's nest? No, I haven't. I imagine it's probably pretty messy, since that's what people call a rat's nest, is a mess. Here we go. Now we're going to look to see how big is this. Almost a ½ inch. Let's see if we can get another knot in here. Okay, we have a ½ inch, a ½ inch slider knot. So I'm going to fuse this and then make the ends. Then you'll see the finished product. There. There we go. Sounds like Nana's home. To make sure I don't cut the wrong string. That's what I said, but it's all pink. It's hard to tell which is which. That looks good. Okay, now this one here. And we're just about done. We are just about done. Clip. Fuse cord. And make it a nice clip. There we go. Now, so we can see this here, here, and here, and here. We got this all twisted up now. Okay. By we, I'm not blaming you. That's me. See it? See now how we have this here? It almost looks like it's seamless, doesn't it? It continues on through. It's a little tougher because of the slider knot just a little bit bigger. Get rid of that. And we're going to tie knots in the ends here. And these are going to be about 3/4 of an inch away from here so that it'll give enough room this up here. And so you can see what I'm doing over here. Okay, I got to move that knot down some more. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay. That's about 3/4 of an inch. I just found that that's the good length. It's not too long, and it's enough to get it over your hand when you're doing it, when you're putting it on, taking it off. Okay. Now, like I said in the others, I don't, it's not scientific. So the measurement doesn't have to be exact. We're just going to get a ballpark. And more importantly, we want to try to make these all the same length so they look nice. There. See? Same length. Right? Okay, now we go to this side. And tie knots on this one the same length as that, right? So we're going to tie a knot over here. And for all you folks that did the fast forward up to this point, you missed all the talk about whales and elephants and the summer bracelet. Almost done. Now, sometimes I put charms on these, but I think for Charlie, I'm not going to do that just because she is 6, and I really, really want to avoid a choking hazard altogether. Not that she would put it in her mouth intentionally to swallow it, but if something fell off, if she slept with this on and it fell off and she got it in her mouth or something like that. There. There. Being fancy there, cutting 2 at a time. There. Yeah. Hold on. Nana's got a question. But I'm done. Here we go. There's a 5-inch bracelet for Charlie. How's that look to you? Happy birthday, Charlie.